Hi, I'm Alison Bushell, the Cake Doctor. Today I'm going to show you how to make an anemone using the Patchwork Cutter's large Christmas rose cutter. We're going to use Renshaw's flour and modelling paste as well, and we're going to use Trex. Trex can be found in the margarine section of your supermarket. We use that to grease our board and also to grease our cutters with the patchwork cutters. Now, patchwork cutters can be a bit tricky if you don't know what you're doing. They are designed to be used with Trex, so you put that onto your cutter and it means that they will release more easily. And I'm actually going to show you how to actually use the cutters effectively. They are such a fantastic tool, and I know people have got them. They've got loads of them sitting in their drawers, never ever use them because they don't know how to do it properly. Marion Frost, who is the owner of Patchwork Cutters, is an absolutely fantastic lady. If ever you get stuck or you're not sure what you're doing, you can always give them a ring. They are so helpful, so friendly, and nothing's too much trouble. Marion also runs weekend workshops and coffee mornings, which they're so cost effective, and you learn so much. I've been on so many of them with Marion, and in fact I'm actually one of Marion's demonstrators. So she is an amazing lady, and I would recommend this company 100% because they are just lovely people to work with. Okay, let's get on with this flour then. So the first thing we're going to do is to rub a little bit of Trex onto our board. So literally just rub it on. This is a Corian board. They're quite expensive for what they are, but they're great because they're relatively non-stick. So just rub it on, take off the excess. You don't want it absolutely slippy. So we just rub that on like that. Next thing we're going to do is roll out our paste. There we go. Don't need to put any corn flour down because the grease will do the job for me. With these, when you work with Trex, you don't move your paste at all. You move your board. Okay, so that is nice and thin. Put that to one side. We're then going to take our cutter, and we are going to put a little bit of Trex onto the edge of this cutter. So you literally just take a little bit on your finger and you're going to rub it around the edges. You don't want it so it's so thick that you can see it, but it does need a good coating on. And what that does is it means that it will cut nicely through. Now, this is done slightly differently to the way I've taught you before. Up until now, I said you put your cutter in, you give it a wiggle. This you don't. You put the cutter in, press down, nice and even, all the way round, like this. Leave the cutter where it is, and you take off the excess paste, like that. Okay, you can then flick that off. There you go, out in one piece. And then I find a piece of laminated card is probably the easiest way of getting that off. There we go, nice and off in one piece. Next thing we're going to do is to just thin the edges with a ball tool like this, nice and simple. Okay, and then I'm going to pop it into a former. Now I haven't got any formers with me, so what I've taken is a ramekin and put some foil over the top of it. So I'm just going to put that in there to give it a little bit of shape as it dries, just like that. Okay, so we put that to one side because the next bit is going to be to do the centre. Okay, so to do the centre, we're going to use this cutting piece here, which looks a bit odd. And if you were to try and do it that way, it would never work. So we're going to do it slightly differently. Again, I'm going to put Trex on this because I don't want it to stick. So just a little bit of Trex all over, just around the edges as well, but over those teeth because you don't want it catching. Okay, and then we've got some paste, so I'm going to roll it into a sausage and just do that. Okay, and now this is where it's different, because this time I'm going to put this in my hand, I'm going to put this over the top, and I'm going to push. I'm going to get rid of the excess. That's easy enough to do. So you just pinch the excess off, like that. Put that to one side. And then, this is where it's different. What you need to do is use your thumb, and you're going to press down and push all the way through until you can see those teeth. Okay, so you push down, push all the way through so you can see the teeth. Okay, and then use a cocktail stick and push on the back of it gently, and you're going to coax these out like that. Looks like a long eyelash. In fact, if you were doing a unicorn cake, you could make your eyelashes this way. There we go, there's the second one. And then to make the centre, you take a little ball, turn it into a cylinder, into a little cylinder shape. I'm going to put, with a cocktail stick, little divots in the top of it, to just stab it all over the top of it. Okay. Then a little bit of glue. So we're going to put a little bit of glue along the length of that piece there and the length of this piece here. And then start this end and roll. And then we do the same again with this one. I'm going to roll and bring it all the way over, like that. So when you get the centre like that, and then we're going to flick these outwards. To give you the fluffy centre that you would get on an anemone. Okay, as I say, if you've got a few that are a little, if you've squished it a little bit with your fingers, don't worry, just stab it all over some more. Okay, a little bit of glue into the centre of the flower, and then pop that in just like that. There you go, one anemone. That just needs to dry off now. I've actually done a wedding cake where the whole of the join between the tiers were covered with different coloured anemones, and it looks so pretty. So that's how to use patchwork cutters, and that's how to make an anemone. Hope you enjoyed it.